You know, somebody said about the history of the Indian. This is very, very ancient. It's one of the oldest profession, if not the oldest profession. And you know, this is a lead point of Vasishti Putra Sri Kulavami. What is important in this? Shape. Anybody else? Okay, there is something important in the name. What is important in the name? It has nothing to do with the trade. Vasishti Putra, that is named after mother, matriarchal society. India was also a matriarchal society. And that is Satvahana's there, matriarchal society. Anyway, these are the interesting facts which we talked about, that how international trade happened. This is the area which we call is the Mujiris. Mujiris is one which was, this is Tamil bard. You know what is the bard? They will praise you to the king. Oh king, you are so great. So it may be a little exaggeration, but still it says that that is the place which was very, very influential. And that time spice trade used to happen from India. This is from the British Museum we have taken, and this is during the British India. You know, that's the Calicut, which is still the spice trade route of India. Alright, you all know about it. Okay, I'll come straight to move from here. I will not. You know, trade made modern India possible. Why? Why? East India Company was basically a foreign trade company. And when they captured India basically because they wanted to, you see all this line, this one is the yellow and this is another one. Now this is one which is directly ruled by East India Company, and this yellow part they did not directly rule. They left it independent. So you had Gujarat, you had Rajasthan, all this part. Why did they leave it? Because that was not important from trade point of view. But if you see this part, even though they had left it independent, they directly ruled all this part. They had captured this part. So if you enlarge it, you will see the seaside they had actually captured. What I am trying to say is that they united modern India because of the compulsion of the trade, and what is India today is because of this profession called international trade. Alright? Okay. What is international trade? Exchange of goods, capital, services across, we all know the definition?
Yes, sir.
And what is EXIM? This is outflow and inflow of foreign exchange. That's also important. You know, in foreign trade, if trade does not take place, still you have sent the good and you have received the payment. So just sending the good and receiving the good is not the part of the international trade. It has to be accompanied by the outflow and inflow of foreign exchange as well. In fact, some of your colleagues who are here, they will say, come and say business ho gaya. I said, show me the foreign inward remittance certificate. Show me where you have received it. And that's the most important part of the trade. There are three types of foreign trade. First is what we call exporting. Which means this Latin word to take away. We have three categories of exports. I must tell you, what are these three categories? One is the freely exported, what we used to call open general license earlier. In fact, even now some of my colleagues, they still come and say, sir, is good OGL method. The OGL concept is there. We say freely exportable items. We do not say open general license. Another is negative list of exports. You just can't export. And one of the items which you can't export is turnkey. Otherwise, most of us would have been exported. So that is the negative list of export. The third list of export is restricted and licensed. You need a license to export it. What is the import is imported, to bring it. Alright? Now in this there is a fourth category. That's why I was trying to say. What is the fourth category? What we call canalized item. What is canalized item? Right now onion prices have shot up. We are going to import onions from China. And we just need to import this much quantity of onions, not more, because otherwise prices will go down. So the farmers will start crying. So you will give it to STC or MMTC, which is the canalized agency. 5 lakh tons, 50 lakh tons of onions will be imported, and they will further give it to certain. So this is known as canalized imports. Sugar. Wherever agro commodities which are very sensitive prices go up, these are the things which comes. This is the third category, what we call entrepôts. What is entrepôts? You have heard the name of Dubai. What happens in Dubai? Whenever Indian goods have to go to Pakistan, to go to Dubai. From Dubai to go to Pakistan. From Pakistan, goods will go to, that's what I always call a very, very important discussion point. When husband and wife, they are fighting with each other, what do they do? They'll say, Gudu, go and tell this to Papa. And Papa will say, Gudu, go and tell this to Mummy. So he is, Dubai is that Gudu. He commutes between Papa and Mummy. Because they are not fighting, they are not talking to each other. India and Pakistan, they do not have good terms. So most of the things will be routed through Dubai. This is sometimes we also call it deemed exports. That things which you import and you add value and export, so then stay here. So that's what I call entrepreneurship. We all are aware that why do we need foreign trade? I will just go division of labor, optimum allocation, utilization of resources, equality of prices, availability of multiple choices. What earlier we used to have the ambassador and the Fiat used to be very happy with the car. Now even a child knows how many brands of car is there. Ensure quality, standard of goods, range, standard of people, generate employment opportunity, facilitates economic development, assistance in national calamities, maintain balance of payment, brings reputation and helps earn goodwill. What is the moment you say Chinese goods, what do you think of?
Cheap products, low quality, low quality.
And now what is the joke about Chinese goods? It's like a love affair. Chale to saalo saal nahi chale to shaam tak nahi chalta. This is a modern love affair. So that's what you come to know about, and that's what Sir has said, that how the entire shift has taken place. Earlier, this is top country which has gained share. UAE is also the second. It's because, as I said, that's entrepot, goods coming and going, and these are the ones which have lost share. Now we have a strategy how to retain the share in the market where we have lost, and there we are gaining. We have to give further fill, which I'll discuss very shortly. I am coming to the second part of my presentation. First part is over. I am rushing through. If there is, I hope you all are clear. Yes. These are what I am going to do is that I am going to tell you some facts in the international trade which you may not be aware of. And these are the ones which are hypotheses which have been tested. This is tested based on statistics from 1980 to 2011. And these statistics have been taken, these are the hypotheses which have been done in a study by the WTO. The first important part is that international trade has grown tremendously in the last 30 years, much faster than global output. That is, what is global output? So global output is double. That's what since 1980 world trade has grown on average nearly twice as fast as world production. Now what does it mean? What does it mean? I'll give you a very small anecdote. In Kenya, some client came to see a hotel. So he put $100 on the table and he said, I'm going to see the hotel. If I like it, I will come and stay here. What did the hotel owner do? He took that $100, he ran towards the pig farmer who was supplying weapon to the hotel. Pig farmer took that $100, ran towards the feed supplier who was giving feed to the pig farmer. Now that supplier ran towards a service operator who used to give nurse, maid, and he was also a tourist operator. The tourist operator ran towards the hotel fellow because his clients used to come, he used to give the credit. All this way on the credit. So the hotel fellow took it and kept back on the table. The client came, took that $100, put it in his pocket and went away because he did not like the look. Now nobody has gained a single penny, but the entire international transaction has taken place and everybody is happy, isn't it? No manufacturing output is required. That's what I'm trying to say, that international trade has grown twice as fast as than the international manufacturing output. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. And it has, while trade has grown by 7%, services has grown by 8%. It has grown much faster, and the future service is going to grow much faster than the international trade also. So trade in services is becoming very important. That's why it's one of the most important emphasis in the WTO. Clear? I'll come to the second hypothesis, which is equally interesting. What is that? We used to think that it is the dominant world, North, America, Europe, which is dominating the international trade. And they are the one which is leading the international trade. No. The percentage of this dominant world, or the EU, or the Europe, or the America, is declining in the international trade. In actual value, it might be more, but in percentage terms, it's in decline. it's the new player, the developing countries, the underdeveloped countries, whose share in the international trade is growing by leaps and bounds. That's why after developing countries, developing economies have grown from 34% to 47%. Developed economy has dropped from 66% to 53%. And there are other statistics also, which is there, which I am just. Now, this is the third part. Is anybody interested in Greek mythology? Padha? You seen it? Now, who is Narcissus?
He fell in love with himself.
Oh, very good. Correct. Narcissus was the one who used to love himself. Most handsome, beautiful, he was in love with himself. Today, the international trade is becoming more narcissistic. India will go along its region only. That is SAARC. Latin America, LAFTA, Mercosur. Africa, so the international trade, Europe in EU, North America, NAFTA. So the international trade, we used to say that with the coming of the WTO, the international trade will democratize. It will be proliferate. Everybody will be equal. The trend is not that. The trend is that it's getting more and more regional narcissism is being settled. Where, that's what I say, that intra-regional trade in Asian exports rose by 42% to 52%. Even in EU, share has gone to 75% among all EU countries. Outside EU, the trade is just 25%. And in excluding intra-EU trade, Europe has 35% only. So what I am trying to say, every region. So while he was making a presentation to you, Gagandi, that how do you analyze your potential, the most important part will be the trade differential agreement they give to their own persons. So that when you are sending there, can you overcome all these problems and then do trade there when regional narcissism is settling in, and this is growing by leaps and bounds. Third hypothesis. This is third hypothesis, which is very important hypothesis. You know, sir, when he finished his presentation, he said, we are the one who would like to say that there should be import substitution. We all were trained that you have to think increasingly you need to have less dependence on imports. This study shows that countries which have more dependence on exports have exported more.